Well, it would help if I actually unmuted my microphone, wouldn't it? So good morning, everybody. My name is Voicebawx. It is March 19th, 2020, 7:32 a.m. Today, I've got another musical suggestion for you that will come at around 8 o'clock. And other than that, we've got quite a few articles and videos to go over that should hopefully brighten your day. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this. Starting with an article from CNET. I thought this was interesting. And it is, scientists discover 2 new rare sharks with saw-like snouts. Scientists called it simply astonishing. This one comes from, like I said, CNET. Amanda Kusser, written yesterday at 12:04 p.m., so right around lunchtime. Let's get that distracting thing off my screen. And this one too. There we go. If you like teeth, underwater predators, and strange things, then this news is for you. Shark fans can celebrate the discovery of 2 new rare species of 6-gilled saw sharks in the western Indian Ocean near Madagascar and Zanzibar. Pilotrema kajay and Pilotrema ane are the 2 new species described in a paper published on Wednesday in the journal PLOS ONE. I said that weird. That's okay. These unusual sharks have 6 gill slits per side, as opposed to the 5 normally found in saw sharks, and they get their cutting tool name from their saw-like snouts. You can see them right here. Researchers discovered the sharks both from recent sample collections in the wild and from studying specimens in museum collections. Lead author and shark researcher Simon Wiegman, with the Islamabranch Research Laboratory in Germany, described the dual discovery as simply astonishing in a Newcastle University release. Knowledge of saw sharks in the western Indian Ocean are still scarce, but considering their known depth distributions, both new species are likely affected by fishing operations, Wiegman said. The researchers are concerned that overfishing may be contributing to the decline and rarity of these sharks. Saw sharks are fascinating creatures with a distinctive approach to tackling their meals. Fast movement of the snout from side to side cuts the prey into fine pieces that can be swallowed easily, so it actually uses its nose for pretty crazy stuff. Pocket sharks are real, and scientists say that might be something for tomorrow, and we'll keep that up. Prior to this discovery, there was only one known species of 6-gilled saw shark, Pleiotrema warreni. Radiographs of the shark's heads show the differences between the 3. The discovery reinforces how important the western Indian Ocean is in terms of shark and ray biodiversity, but also how much we still don't know, said Newcastle University's Andrew Temple, co-author of the paper. So, we've discovered a new kind of saw shark. Here's a picture of it. Pretty crazy looking, huh? I don't know what that's supposed to be. And there's a picture of like their heads and all little sawbone things it has all over its face. Fairly interesting looking creature. Give me a sec. Let's continue on with some, I hate to say it, but some coronavirus news. But it's good news. Just like everything else on this channel, it is good news. This comes from Fox News. It is a video, and that will give me some time to get my throat unparched. So how about we watch this video real quick. I'll tell you what it is. Houston restaurant owner reacts to $9,400 tip from a generous customer. March 18th, 2020, by Louis Galvan. Well, no, this is not who wrote it. Louis Galvan, owner of Irma's Southwest restaurant in Houston, Texas, talks about a loyal customer's kind act to soften the blow of mandatory closings due to the coronavirus. We have seen things like this before, which is great. The last one I read about was a bar tab that I believe the bar owner received $2,500 to help all the employees at the bar tide over a little bit. And they apparently split it between all 12 people, if I remember correctly, of the staff, instead of just the 5 who were visible. So let's go ahead and...
Nancy Grace is coming to Fox Nation.
I want justice. These are real people that need real answers.
This former prosecutor fights for the victims.
This is a never-ending pursuit. I look at things differently.
Because every case deserves to be heard.
I hold people accountable.
Well, maybe we won't watch
actions.
that video because
and
there's
it's
a whole
important
bunch of ads
victims
that wanna come
know
before it. So let's
someone
just
still
move
cares.
on. Basically, though, the general idea is that there are great people doing great things out there, and it's just nice to see, you know. It's just nice to see. We've got another video here, or another article and video here. This one comes from Good News Network. I don't really care what source they come from, as long as it's good news. But this one actually does sort of what I do. So, you know, if you need good news or you want to expand your good news, there's always this. But this is worth watching, I think, because videos capture penguins going on an adorable field trip around their aquarium during the shutdowns. This was written on March 18th, so yesterday. I actually think I saw this elsewhere, I think on the Dodo recently. That's okay. Cute animal videos may not necessarily be a cure-all for everything, but this particular set of Twitter posts has been helping relieve some of the stress of COVID-19 shutdowns. Although the Shed Aquarium in Chicago has been closed to the general public amidst national quarantines, the facility's animal caretakers took advantage of their closure by taking some of their resident rockhopper penguins for a little field trip. In a series of videos, which we'll watch later, or in just a bit, that have already been viewed several million times since they were uploaded earlier this week, several of the aquarium's penguins were given the opportunity to explore the public areas of the facility. Oh, hey Mom, I can see you there. Let me bring you over here, how about that? That way you can... My mother is watching. Somebody else was watching earlier too. I wish they would have said hi, it would have been nice. They may have been too busy to listen to me. Where were we? Several of the aquarium's penguins were in explored facility, and they seemed pretty amused by the adventure. While this may be a strange time for us, these days feel normal for animals at Shed, the aquarium wrote on Twitter. Without guests in the building, caretakers are getting creative in how they provide enrichment to the animals, including new experiences, activities, foods, and more to keep them active and encourage them to explore, problem solve, and express natural behaviors. We've got a whole bunch of videos here, so we may only watch one or two. They even have bow ties on the penguins. I don't know if that's photoshopped on there or not. Looks kind of like it is. Since the Shed staffers will be continuing to care for the penguins during the aquarium's closure, their Twitter account has now become a welcomed source of cute animal pictures. And it is the perfect remedy for quarantine-induced social media stress. That's something I've been doing, trying to help out with here on the channel. Our caregivers are constantly providing new experiences for the animals to explore and express their natural behaviors with, so let us know what penguin activities you would like to see. And that comes from Shed Aquarium. So if you're looking for cute videos, let's do like one from here and one from below. This looks interesting. We're going to start the video now. Oh, they're very short. Not the penguins, obviously. Well, the penguins are short too, but the videos are very short, as you can see. And I'm going to zoom in here on the next one. Here's another one right here. Kind of bad quality, that's alright. Probably take it with a phone. You can still see the penguin walking around, looking at stuff. Kind of doing a penguin thing. Let's go ahead and look at this one too. Oh, it's a continuation, I guess. Probably limitations on their the ability to upload. That's alright though. Alright, so let's see here. Can't see the video. Really? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to all of this. It should pop up here any minute, if not already. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and look at the video again. Fortunately, like I said, they're very short. They don't take very long to watch. Goofy me. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, there's better quality. Look at them. They're walking around the place like it doesn't matter. Those are rockhopper penguins, according to the shed aquarium. Unfortunately, I can't get much better quality than this. It kind of improves halfway through the video, but that's just the way it is. Alright. Yes, they are. They are adorable, aren't they? But like I said, or like the article said, and I just repeated it, if you go to Shed Aquarium here, if we look at the website, they have a Twitter profile showing all the other animals that exist here, like dolphins, and what else do we have? You have a snake, if you're into snakes, I guess. You got otters doing their, I guess that's a photoshopped item. Yep, otters doing their otter things. And probably a whole lot more if you want to see more cute animals at Shed Aquarium. I'm going to follow them just because I like seeing that in my Twitter feed. Alright, so there is, let's see here, our next article comes from the Dodo, which has become one of my favorite websites over the past few weeks, or over the past week and a half, because of all the adorable things that they put on their website. And there's a lot of different types of things on the Dodo that you can look at. This one comes from somebody we are familiar with here at Good News Daily. Stephen Messenger writes an article just about every day, it seems like. Cat defends owner from spider she just drew on the paper. And we have a video here. What are you drawing? Eek, a spider. Apparently that was the thought process of this rather easily fooled kitty. Despite watching all along as his owner sketched out a simple drawing of a spider on a piece of paper, the cat reacted suddenly as though it was real. In the cat's defense, however, he did leap to the rescue. Let's just go ahead and watch that video now. If we've got sound, that'd be great. We don't have sound, that's unfortunate. But as you can see, the cat's trying to squash the spider or wipe it away. Oh, isn't that precious? Look at this thing. According to MG Wine, who posted the video, the brave kitty might not be so gullible after all. Instead, it may be more like a fun little act of make-believe or for them to do together. The owner says she has been drawing spiders for years and the cat never tires of this game, Wine wrote. And what an adorable game it is. Like I said, the Dodo will be becoming one of my favorite websites over the past week and a half since I started doing this. And let's see here. Next article. More coronavirus stuff, but this is extremely good news, and I'm very impressed with this individual. I love hearing stuff like this, I really do. I absolutely adore when people are doing good things, not just in the times of crisis, but during normal times as well. But this is very good for the current situation. Chef Jose Andres is transforming 8 of his restaurants into temporary soup kitchens. This comes from Sunny Skies on the 18th of March 2020. Chef Jose Andres is transforming 8 of his restaurants in New York City and Washington, D.C. into soup kitchens for those who are struggling during the coronavirus pandemic. And we have a video here. It's 4 minutes long though, so we're not going to watch it. You can see the whole tweet though and everything, and I will provide links at the bottom of the YouTube page later on today. Or actually, you know what I could start doing? I can start doing this. How about this? If you wanna see the video, you can just click on it here. There you go. Why didn't I think of that? I did. Carry-out meals cost $7 for guests who can afford it, but volunteers running the kitchens will be flexible with customers who may be out of work. There's also an option to donate a meal to someone else. Those who cannot afford to pay we will welcome as well, Andres said in a statement. The community kitchens will operate out of the restaurant side doors from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Also, all of his employees are getting paid leave and current health benefits for at least the first 2 weeks. We are in an unprecedented emergency, and as painful as it is, all restaurants, bars, etc. must be closed across America if we are to avoid what's happening in other countries. This is coming from Mr. Andres, I'm assuming. And again, you can see his Instagram here and his, I believe this is his. Yep, that's his Instagram, Chef Jose Andres. So this is good news. This is the kind of news that I love to see just about any day of the week when something's going wrong, or you know, obviously you wouldn't want to do this during normal hours or normal days, because you would run out of money very quickly and you wouldn't be able to open up your restaurant anymore. Anyways, this next article comes from, yep, Sunny Skies again, so that's good. And you can see the website here. So let's go ahead and, okay, it's not letting me do it. It's fine. There we go. And if you, speaking of food, if you are looking to learn to cook a little better, I know I am almost all the time if I can afford it, which I usually can't. But this chef is teaching free classes on Instagram. Michelin star chef Massimo Bottura is teaching free online cooking classes during this time when people are stuck at home and restaurants across the world are closed. Every night, Chef Bottura, I'm gonna butcher that. It's terrible. Is streaming how he prepares his nightly meals. He is calling the live streams Kitchen Quarantine, which takes place at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on his official Instagram account, which I will link that for you guys here, since this seems like something that a lot of people might be interested in. I will also link this in the additional links section on the YouTube video. Let me make an additional links section because I've never done that before. So you'll have to forgive me while I do that. If it will let me do that. Yeah, we'll worry about it later. We're not gonna sit here all day and do that. Anyways, so far the 57-year-old Italian chef has taught us how to make veggie pack Thai curry, salad, tortellini in a thick Parmesan sauce, and a New York-inspired pasta. So these are things that it sounds like you can make right at home, with very little extra effort. You don't need all the spices and special items that a normal chef might need. Although maybe he does include those, I don't know. I haven't seen a video yet. Afterwards, Bottura addresses fan questions and comments about the recipes in an online Q&A session. But Bottura wants to be clear he isn't just teaching kitchen skills. This is not a cooking show, he said in a short video this afternoon. It's just a way to share with people from all over the world. We just want to be a part of the world. There's a beautiful sentence from in Italiano from a poet, Franco Arminio, translated to, "Yes, we are here, home, but we are talking with the whole world. So we are sharing with the whole world." That's just nice to see. I like that. And these videos are about 4 minutes long, so we're not going to get into them. And this one's probably even longer. So let's get on with the next one. We got time for a couple more articles. Let's see here. Yep, this is another one from the Dodo. This should be particularly sweet for those who are looking for that sort of thing. Woman has a touching reunion with a cat who'd been missing for years. Again, Stephen Messenger. He writes a lot. He writes an awful lot. It's always good stuff. That's why I like this guy. So shout out to Stephen Messenger if you ever hear this. Thank you for writing these wonderful articles and providing cute little videos of cats and dogs doing great, cute little things. Nearly 4 years after a powerful earthquake struck central Italy, an older woman named Dora was among the displaced. But she lost more than just her home. Amid the chaos and confusion following the disaster, Dora's beloved cat went missing, never to be seen again. That is, until recently. You can see her and her cat right here. Last week, a person close to Dora took to social media to announce that her long-lost cat had finally reappeared, bringing their many years apart to the happiest of ends. Our dear Dora has never stopped looking for him. Mima Bay, Dora's friend, wrote, "Who knows where he has been for so long?" And you can see a video of it here, and we'll watch it in just a second. Fortunately, Dora's cat appeared to be in good physical health despite his long absence, but to be together again, it's plain to see both their hearts are now complete again as well. Let's go ahead and watch the video. How about that? No sound again, unfortunately, but oh, look at that. The cat's just like, it remembers her. That's so cute. Look at this. Oh. That's just precious. So happy to see. I'm sorry that the quality never seems to be what it should, but I will link this right here for you all to watch on hopefully better quality than my computer can provide. Quite unfortunate that I can't seem to get it to do. We're running short on news here, so we might start watching the videos. I've got another half an hour to be up here. This one comes from Fox News. It is a video clip, so for you who... We're just going to go ahead and watch it and all the dumb little ads that come with it, but, you know, I guess Fox News has to make money too, right? College students shopping for seniors, those at high risk during the pandemic, March 18th, 2020. Jade Powell on being part of Shopping Angels and helping communities in Las Vegas and Reno. Let's go ahead and copy that, and I'll paste that in here for you guys. We'll go ahead and watch the video now.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
I gotta get a better cord for these headphones.
A pre-med honor student from the University of Nevada is spending her spring break grocery shopping for the elderly and some others who can't get to the store. Meet Jade Powell, creator of Shopping Angels, from her home in Reno. How you doing, Jade? Thanks for your story. Thanks for your time. I think what you've done is amazing. You have 90 volunteers in 3 days in the state of Nevada. Yeah. How'd you do this, and what are you doing, Jade?
So I started with recruiting people that went to my university and the honors program and at my pre-med fraternity, Phi Delta Epsilon. And from then on, I came home to Las Vegas for spring break, and we reached out to community members, my mom's friends, and we got interviewed by the local Fox News channel. And since then, community members have been reaching out nonstop, and we've got hundreds of emails coming in from across the nation of people wanting to help.
Wow, that is awesome. What do you do, and how do you help them, Jade?
So Shopping Angels is a free delivery program. So how we're working it out is clients are still expected to pay for groceries at this time, but our volunteers are willing to go to the store, to go to multiple stores if it's needed, to go find those things that are short in supply right now.
Okay.
Many of the requests are distilled water and stuff like that.
Sorry about the interruption. How big is the need that you're finding in your state?
Oh, it's very needed. I've gotten lots of emails about personal stories, about people reading about this program and crying because it's such a necessity, and it's something that they really appreciate having as a resource. And the client list is growing day by day. We have about 200 emails to go through from volunteers and people wanting help. So it's a really big need in the community. That's fantastic.
Give us an email or maybe a website, and as soon as you put this out there, I mean, you're going to get a lot of traffic. So what is the best way for you to help people? Where can they go?
So our Facebook is facebook.com/shoppingangelsnb, and the pinned post has a link for you to fill out if you are interested in getting help or volunteering. And then it also has a list of all the states and the emails that we have set up for those states. There's only a couple states that don't have emails at the moment, but if you're still interested in volunteering, you can be a volunteer who just drives and picks up groceries and delivers, or you can be a coordinator for your state. All those opportunities you can access through that form stack.
That's great. Thank you, Jade. You're doing great work.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. I love seeing that stuff. Well done, Jade Powell, for helping out so many people, and to everybody at Shopping Angels. Also, well done. This is good stuff, and it should. I'm glad to see that people are helping each other out in these times of crisis. It is almost 8 a.m., so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up Spotify, and we're going to listen to a song by today's artist of the day. 8 a.m. artist of the day is going to be Epic Soul Factory. Why don't we look them up and see what these guys are about. I was listening to one of their songs earlier today, and here's a website for you if you want to pay or pay them maybe. I don't know. It looks like this is their own website, so let's go ahead and put that here. And I will drop that in my additional links section. For some reason, oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. It was working, it turns out. I was just being kind of silly. Alright. And as you can see from Epic Soul Factory, we've got their discography in various different sections. But let's see who these guys are, what these guys are about. They have a Facebook page as well. But we're going to listen to them on Spotify because that's what I have. So I'll drop the Facebook page as well into the Discord or the stream chat. But let's go ahead and listen, because the information I would have liked to have gotten from them isn't exactly as easy as I would have hoped. Not like yesterday's. And that needs to go away. And we're going to go and listen to Made of Stardust, which is the one that caught my eye the most. Or caught my ear the most, I should say. And that was Made of Stardust by Epic Soul Factory, Seskvilla, and Franz Soto. And like I said, I've dropped their Facebook and their actual personal, I guess, or company URL in the stream chat. So if you're looking to support them for the work that they do, you can go ahead and do that there. But these guys do really good work, I think, and it's kind of a nice thing to listen to. It's kind of uplifting, similar to almost everything I try to do on this channel. So hopefully you'll find some. You can add that to your favorites list or whatever, and then Spotify does a pretty good job of making excellent suggestions and lists for people to listen to based on their interests over time. So the more you like these things, the more you'll see stuff like it. So let's go ahead and move on. Or do we have time for? Well, let's see where we're at here. All right, so this is a pretty important subject, I feel like, especially now, in today's, like the difficulties we're seeing these days. Let's go ahead and, this is Good News Daily, again, your Good News Network. How to wake up from the trance of unworthiness. This is something that's pretty close to me because I spent a lot of years feeling unworthy about various things and for various reasons related to growing up and moving around as much as I had. But this looks like it comes from Good Talks, which is another sort of podcast, I'm guessing. I'm sort of only just now seeing this. The more I look, the more I see other people doing the exact same thing I'm doing, but probably a little better than I do, which is fine. I'm glad that there are people out there doing this. Let's go ahead and get started here. Let me go ahead and drop that link just in case you want to look for more stuff related to this. But the lesson from this Good Talks at Good News Daily, written by Asher Israel. The lesson is that though we're rarely conscious of it, we continually evaluate ourselves and are convinced that something is wrong with us. I think we're all familiar with that one. In this audio session, acclaimed psychotherapist and Buddhist practitioner Tara Brach takes us through the process of waking up from a mental state we might not even realize we're caught up in. And once we can let go of the constant self-judgment, we can actually live up to our potential. Join her as she explores the factors which lead to the trance of unworthiness, how we can identify it as it happens, break free of the cycle of self-doubt, and most importantly, develop trust in our own natural inner goodness. I know that maybe spreading this kind of thing is kind of hurting my channel. Maybe, I don't know, because everybody's doing what I'm doing, but they're doing more, or they have actual articles, they're making money off of it. But I still think that this is very important for us to look at. So here's a notable excerpt. I found that there's usually a gap between our standard of how we should be and our own experience. And it's that gap which makes us feel like we're not okay. The number one deepest regret of the dying are that they didn't live up to live true to themselves. That they lived according to the expectations of others and the shoulds, and I thought it would be tremendously useful, for people to have a guided passageway through the beyond and beyond the forces that guide us to live unfaithfully to ourselves. The speaker is Tara Brach. She's an American psychologist, author, and proponent of Buddhist meditation, which may be something you might get into, considering that we're all trapped behind doors in a lot of places right now. She is the guiding teacher and founder of the Insight Meditation Community of Washington, D.C., although Dr. Brach teaches her Wednesday night meetings in Bethesda, Maryland. Download Tara Brach's audio session, the RAIN meditation, and browse her other audio meditations at the Sounds True digital library. We're going to go ahead and drop that link for everybody who is interested. And that goes right there, and we will go ahead and put that in my notepad for later as well. Maybe I'll take a look. The podcast was is called Sounds True and was founded in 1985 by Tammy Simon, with a clear mission: to disseminate spiritual wisdom and to wake up the world. That's a tall order. Good on you for trying, though. Since starting out as a project with one woman and her tape recorder, the group has grown into a multimedia publishing company with more than 80 employees. A library of more than 1,500 titles featuring some of the teachers and visionaries of our time, and an ever-expanding family of listeners from across the world. If you want to learn more, you can check out their YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or website. And as you can see, here's a link to the video, which we're not going to watch the whole thing of because it's an entire podcast. And yeah, so there's some good stuff for you guys to look at if you are interested. Here's another one that's probably doing it better than I am, which is perfectly fine with me. These guys are another good podcast from what I understand. These guys are called the Good News Gurus on iTunes, and believe it or not, I did some research on these guys, and they started doing this the exact same day that I started doing my podcast every morning, which I thought was both funny and a little disheartening at the time. But this is, according to them, this is their second episode. I wish these ads would leave me alone. Yeah, episode 2 of the new positive podcast, inspiring COVID-19 updates from Geri and Anthony in quarantine. Geri and Anthony talk about corona kindness breaking out all over the place, including in NBA owners' offices, where they are helping all the workers laid off at the arenas across America. Our Good News Gurus, which is from the Good News Network, are bringing you the most exciting positive news from the last few days, like a breakthrough company that uses recycled aluminum instead of batteries to store solar energy, which I believe I wanted to cover that, and they are covering it for me, so I guess I don't have to cover it now. And a new treatment for Lyme disease, which I saw that article as well, so that's good. It's very good that they're doing the same thing that I am, and maybe you'll like them better. That's fine with me, whoever they are, you know, whoever's watching this. But I will try to drop I'm trying to find the link. Well, you can email them at podcast@gnn.org, but I don't... Oh, you have to go to iTunes. Or you can go to this place. Yep, here we are. You can go here. Hey, that's a podcast.Good News Network. Look at that. Here we go. There's a link for everybody who is interested, and I will drop that in the YouTube links at the bottom of the description for anybody who is interested, and we're going to keep that up there. Anyways, the good news, there was a better article on this somewhere, but I can't seem to find it, so we're going to have to continue on. And the last article we have for the day is, you don't have to leave when we finish. If you have any questions or want me to look something up, or if you have a ridiculous question you want me to look up about anything at all, I am willing to do that as well. I was thinking about doing a short piece today on Norse mythology because I was running short on articles, but I couldn't get I didn't have time to get it all written up. Chubby Dog lands a job as a bus station attendant. Chiquita is a model employee. Another one by Stephen Messenger. My God, dude, do you ever sleep? Shout out to Stephen Messenger again for another article. I mean, I guess maybe it's not terribly long, but it's still work. You're putting in work, my dude. World, meet Chiquita, by far the cutest employee at this bus station in Brazil. There's a picture of Chiquita. 2 years ago, 9-year-old Chiquita was adopted by her parents. I'm gonna butcher this. Adelcioner. Wow. Adelcioner and Mariani. Nailed it. Alright. The couple operate a ticket counter in the city of Blumenau, but they do have help. Rather than leave the little dog at home all day while they're at work, they decide to offer her a job with them. And you can see the pupper there. He's a chunky little fella, isn't he? Chiquita's main duties to keep an eye on the customers and look adorable while doing it. She loves to stay at the service desk looking at passengers in line, Adele Cianier wrote. And there's another picture of the cute doggy. Sure, Chiquita might not necessarily be tackling much of the workload during her shifts, but simply having her around makes everything just a little happier for everyone. And there's a picture, I guess, of, yep, that's Adele Cianier. And Chiquita. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this if I can. You can't X out of that. Okay. Only animals love us regardless of how we look, our social class, our profession, or the place we live, Adele Cianier said. None of that matters to them. All they want to do is feel loved in the same way that they love, unconditionally. And, you know, so again, shout out to all your animals, and if you have an animal in your life, give them a little love. Give them a little love for me, because I don't have my cat anymore, and that makes me feel a little bit sad, but that's all right. She's with a very good owner now, and she's very happy. I can visit her whenever I want, but anyway, so that is all we have for today. I know I'm about 15 minutes short on the usual podcast, and I don't want to use up all the articles that I would be able to use for tomorrow, so if anybody has any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comments below the YouTube video, or if you have suggestions for articles that I didn't cover, or even pictures you want me to show in the next podcast, feel free to drop those in the comments below. But it doesn't look like anybody is or has any questions at the moment, which is fine. So we're going to go ahead and end the podcast here. I hope you enjoyed this, and like I said, if you're watching on Twitch right now and you haven't hit the bell icon, please do so. If you want to see more, you'll be alerted to whenever I go live. And I do more than just the podcast. I also play video games where I try to make the virtual world a better place there as well. I've always had an obsession. Even in my video games, I can't be like the bad guy. I have a very hard time doing that. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see edited versions of both this, well, maybe not the podcast, I don't edit the podcast, but you'll see edited versions of any games that I play, and I'm considering doing a new series on, what was it? It was, I wanted to do a Norse mythology series, 'cause that's always interested me, and I kind of want to do that. I've got a book that I'm going to read. I know, right? Wow, reading a book. Who does that anymore? But that's it for now, and I hope you all have a good day, and that this news has brought you a little light. Later days, guys.